Everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. The customer authorized the alternator replacement on this 2007 Acura TSX. So we're going to go ahead and swap it out. Hopefully it'll go a little smoother than the BMW alternator replacement that we recently did. Again, I went to Napa. They have this puppy in stock, Reman Denso alternator. Let's see what kind of good stuff they have in here. And there it is, it's an alternator. So hopefully that guy will be sufficient for the repair. Again, we have our little output chart here. It's a, let's see, 105 amp. And they got the test chart right there. Output, everything that, you know, for verification that it worked on the bench. So it should work on the car. And I've had pretty good luck with Napa Reman alternators. Again, that BMW is doing just fine. I don't know if it'll last 100,000 miles, but you know, keep your fingers crossed. And this thing, the labor time on the Acura, it's under an hour, so it should go smoother than or faster than the BMW thing. But you know, we can do everything from up top. Let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is get the serpentine belt off. There's the tensioner. I got a 14mm socket with my favorite long reach flex head. So turn it this way, slide the belt off, piece of cake, right? We don't even need to take the belt all the way off, just enough to get to our prize. And what did I forget to do? First thing, I'm doing an alternator. We need to disconnect our negative battery terminal, of course. Perfect. Look at this little tiny thing. Hondas always use really small batteries, but they seem to work just fine. So our 4-pin plug on there. And then this little guy, positive, you know, the battery plus post that looks like a 10 or a 12. Let me get a wrench. Yep, it's just a 10mm, kind of tight up against the intake manifold, but I think we'll manage. If you didn't have the battery terminal disconnected, if you touch this and that, big sparks. You probably weld your wrench right to the engine block. Get in here with my fingers somehow. Here, left hand, that's how you want to do it. They should have that in the OEM factory instructions. Use your left hand to unscrew the battery positive cable. It should slip right off. And our alternator harness sitting out of the way here. And now it looks like this bolt here, and there should be another one or two down there. Again, there looks like they're kind of tight. Get this fan connector out of the way. Let me get some sockets for that. So this damn AC hose is really in the way of the bottom two bolts, and I see it's kind of wobbly there on, you know, where it's mounted to the compressor. I tried tightening this 10mm bolt, and it really seems like it's loose, and I don't know if it's stripped out. It doesn't want to tighten. That is not good. That is really, really not good. Because I don't want to discharge this air conditioning system And that would be a pain in the ass to try to, you know, tap that out and put a new bolt in, recharge the system. I don't want to do that. Huh. Well, let's get creative. Alright, plan B. Car's up on jack stands, wheels off. Trying to get a little more access through the fender well. That bolt's definitely stripped out. This hose, if you tweak it, I don't know how the system's still charged. I could hear hissing, you know, if you loosen that bolt a little bit and you put this, kind of tweak it the right way, the charge will start coming out. So I want to replace that bolt right now. Luckily, it looks like there are still some threads on the air conditioning compressor. I know it's going to be hard to see, but there is the threaded hole. You can see it goes all the way through. So I think the bolt is just short and it's stripped out up top, but if I can get a longer bolt in there and just get that hose to stay in place, that's the first thing I want to do before damaging anything. So we have to hold that hose down, get the old bolt out, and put a longer one in from the top. Let's see if we can do that. Alright, here goes nothing. I'm going to hold the hose down, unscrew this guy, try to carefully get that guy out. So you can see this one's completely junk, toast. And then I want to put in a bolt that's longer. So for example, there's the original. Here's a Dorman replacement. At least Dorman makes decent bolts, I think. So if I set them on the same surface, the replacement is definitely longer, so hopefully they'll catch some of the good threads and work out here. If I can get my camera set back up and holding the hose at the same time. Alright, Dorman, let's try it. What I should have done is put a little piece of paper towel in a socket so I could just drop it in there real carefully. But try to use my fingers. Nice and easy. I want to torque it by hand. Let's see if it started coming out of the bottom or if we can put in a longer one. There's actually plenty of room. I have like another quarter inch of thread space left. So I don't want to damage like 3 more threads while getting the alternator out. Complications. Alright, well, at least that's good and tight now, and we can try to now get these alternator bolts out without touching that hose. So I'm going to try to rig up some creative wobble extensions or whatever to get these long bolts out. I hope it doesn't run into the hose itself, otherwise we're going to have to like tweak it, and you know, you don't want to tweak it too far. So on the right hand bolt, I think I got a good handle on it with a little wobble extension, and okay, that one is coming out. Let's break this top one free. Okay, that one's coming out. Now the hardest one's going to be the one that's kind of hidden behind the hose here. Hopefully Honda is... So this wobble is a little too short. We'll go for the next size up. Oh, what do we got? Alright, a little longer extension. I think I'm on it. Make sure you're on it so you don't strip it out. Okay, come on. Sweet. Okay, that one's loose. So all the bolts have broken loose. Now the question is, will they be friendly and actually come out of here and play nice? So we'll see. So this guy here, the left one's coming out by hand. So far, so good. There's no way you can squeeze a little power ratchet in there, which would be nice. But if that bolt comes out, I'll be happy. Come on. One out. It's a little corroded in the threads. Two to go. We'll leave the top one for last. Let's get the second one here. Again, spinning this thing out by hand. It is coming out, and come on, old guy. Extracted. 2 out of 3. Now the alternator is definitely loose. This one's coming out pretty straightforward. And 3. Oh, that's a long one. Okay. Now the alternator is loose. The question is, what's the path of least resistance to get this sucker out? Maybe it is to move this power steering reservoir out of the way, if at all possible. So it kind of comes out through here. Or does it want to come out through the top? There's almost enough room through the top. Again, let me play around with this a little bit. So close, and yet still a pain. It wants to come out, but what's in the way is this like metal bracket right here that's bolted to the frame rail. I think we can buzz that off, and maybe we might have to move this windshield washer filler neck that I just filled up, of course. Dang. Alright, let's try to get this useless bracket off. It's not holding anything at all. Well, it used to hold the power steering reservoir before we popped it off. So that comes out pretty nice. So that guy we'll put over here. Windshield washer neck. Get this bolt loose. Alright, that looks promising. This is kind of flexible. Put that thing out of the way. One more. Let's see if we can give birth to this alternator. Oh, come on, I know you want to come out. So close. Oh, yeah. Sweet Rama. From our BMW video to make absolutely sure that the two units are identical. Let's see here. The plug looks right. You won't need this thing. Pulley is the same. What else we need to check? The back. This thing has a little bracket on there. We can Put that on, swap that over. Has a new nut on there. Okay. Otherwise, looks pretty pretty good, huh? And it has a little sticker on there. Good stuff. Alright, let's swap over the little bracket and pop it in the car. Alright, here goes nothing. Now, if I remember how this came out, don't want to damage anything. Little wiggle wiggle. Main thing is don't mess up that plastic plug. Now it goes down here. Nice and easy. Rotate it through. It's like playing Tetris or something. Almost there. Come on, little alternator. It's always easier off camera. So, alright, 10 minutes later, the alternator's in, bolted on, 3 bolts, threaded in nicely. This connector's plugged in, battery positive cable is attached, fans plugged back in. I don't think we unplugged anything else. AC hose looks good. Little washer neck is attached. The power steering reservoir we'll take care of in a second. Let me get this belt back on here. So reverse the procedure of detensioning it. So 14mm socket on the tensioner. Get as much room as you can. Swing it. And try to get this belt on correctly. That looks good pretty much across the board. Retrieve your socket, which barely got in here to begin with. Okay, sweet. Last little bit here. Power steering reservoir bracket. Pop that guy in here. Torque to spec as always. Don't take shortcuts, even for power steering bracket, right? Don't over torque it like someone did with that AC hose either. Slide this guy back in its home. Excellent. And last but not least, negative battery cable. Watch out for sparks. This thing looks a little bit nasty. I guess we can blow it off with some compressed air for good measure. Oh no, there goes my little green insulator thing. I don't know what they put that on there for. Okay. Stay. And we'll tighten this guy back on. Awesome. Alright. And the valve cover gasket we'll take care of later. I want to get this thing buttoned up. Actually, I don't even have the part yet. But let's fire up the scanner again. Make sure there are no codes. Start it up and do the ripple check like we did before, and make sure this thing is charging appropriately, and see what the command is for this alternator. You know, before it was like 100%, it wasn't even above 12 volts. It should be better with the new one. again, pray and cross your fingers, right, Scotty Kilmer? Alright, we're inside the car. We got the Veris booted up. Let's back it out and do a little double check of our verification of repair. Look at this little shifter. Whee! Fun times. It's not whining anymore. That's a good thing. Nice smooth Honda sound. This is good. Let's hook up our Veris. Measure the output voltage, check the command of the alternator. Let's get a scope. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see right there. 14.3 volts, beautiful flat line. We are on peak detect. I like it. Last thing, let's go to the scanner part. (2007) Acura TSX scanner. Yep. And then let's just scan for codes. Make sure there's nothing residual left in the system. And we'll test drive it. Hopefully that oxygen sensor code won't come back. Otherwise, looking pretty good. We got fluids. Belts on nice. The purrs. Alright, our code scan is complete. No codes present. That's what we like to see. Let's go into the engine menu real quick. Data. I think there's an accessories where we saw the battery alternator percent, right? Yep, we're at 33% command. Battery voltage is at 14.3. Turn on some headlights, high beam, defogger, blower. We're at about 14 volts still, and our command is 60%. Beautiful. I like it. Everything off. There we go. You can save this. Beautiful verification of repair. So that's about it. All it needs now is a valve cover gasket. This thing will be good to go. The only thing that kind of is weird is that these smart charging systems, when there's an obvious fault with the alternator, it's being commanded 100% and it's putting out less than 12 volts. Can't you at least turn on the battery light? Come on, engineers. But anyways, sometimes you gotta use your head, right? Car won't tell you everything. With that, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Well, it turns out we're not quite done. With these new cars, whenever you disconnect the battery, you're gonna have consequences. I just tried, adjusting the temperature control. We got, nothing. You push AC and you guys enter code? What the? Are you kidding me? You can't even use the climate control when you disconnect the battery? Luckily, I found in the owner's in the glove box here. Here, you read it, use it. Anti-theft radio code number. So I assume that's what it is right here. 34455. 34455. Oh my gosh. Maybe the 6353. Done. Are we in? All right. Now I can finally adjust my freaking fan with the touch screen. Thanks. Don't want the AC on. Well, I guess we should make sure it works. This is ridiculous. I hate climate controls where you have to go into a menu just to, like, you know, have air on the vents or at your feet. Silly. Anyways, one of my pet peeves. But thanks all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.